Hey, good morning. Little work on the USACC GTX Roadrunner, which this is going to be kind of a Belvedere GTX Roadrunner combo, as I remove the GTX emblems and all that. However, I'm starting on the vinyl top. I got some masking tape here. This first roll I had is a little too narrow, just a tad over what I want it to be. The next roll I just bought last night, didn't realize it's as wide as it is. So I took it, set it on my grid here and narrowed it down to somewhere in between. I've since laid it across the roof, as centered as I can get it, and having fingernails sometimes, I haven't trimmed them this week yet, comes in handy for getting it down in these corners such as this. It's a rainy morning here in Ohio. There we go. I think that looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit more. Maybe a little bit more. Now, if you're doing this on what's going to be a nice car and not a car that's beat up, you of course want it to come out a little nicer. It's a little roughed edge there, but you know what? I'm going to paint it, and it's going to get torn up anyhow, like a top that's peeling back. So let me get my fingernail down in this groove. I'm hoping I'm getting this on camera. I'm trying to do this with the camera off to my side. There's a couple ways I do vinyl tops. If I'm doing a torn up one, typically I'm going to do it this way because I can go back and get a knife under here and peel this up and make it look like an actual torn top. If I'm going to do a nicer top on a finished car, I would probably, still put my moldings on like I have here, and I would mask it off, and I would put some strip plastic where the seams would be, some thin strip plastic. That would all be done before paint, so it sticks real well. Then I would mask it off and I would paint it with a textured finish, either some of that actual vinyl look paint that they have, or I would just use regular flat black from a distance and make it grainy as possible. In other words, intentionally orange peel the hell out of it. But this one, since it's going to be torn up, it doesn't matter. Now on these kind of roofs, they're not too bad because of the pillar shape. Cars like the 68 through 70 Charger, the 66, 67 Olds that have that peaked, I guess they call it a flying buttress or whatever they call that, or the tunneled rear window with a lot of contours. Yeah, those are going to be a little harder to do. These aren't so bad. So then you take your second piece. I just try to lay it evenly over there, and much like a real vinyl top, I'm going to kind of stretch it into place and glue it down. In other words, let the adhesive do its thing. Now again, this is going to be a torn up kind of wrinkled top, so it's not as crucial. But again, I use my fingernail. If you don't have a lot of fingernail, you could always use a toothpick in there. I just happen to have not trimmed my nails yet this week. Funny thing is, the older I've got, the quicker they grow. Swear to God, I just did a couple days ago. It used to seem like, go a lot longer. But anyhow, I'm just going to get it up to the gutter trim, which will be bare metaled when it's all done. But let me get that in here. And the same on the back window. Like I said, fingernail, toothpick, whatever works. Some masking tape is thinner than others. Some is grainier than others. It's all different. But once we get to that point, like I said, I hope I'm on camera here. I'm trying to do this to where I could see it with my old man eyes, but yet the camera can see it too. Okay. And that should be, that's that. I'm going to come down this. There's my molding there. So I just got to get on that side of it. Yep, I'm pretty much on camera, I think. And bring the blade back. Again, like I said, if it's a little uneven on this one, I'm not terribly worried about it. Because I'm going to peel some edges up and have some, metal or paint, rust, whatever showing underneath, so it doesn't really matter. I got to get down to this pillar too. Now, I didn't go all the way down here, but again, who cares? It's going to be a beater. Now, if you are to do this on a nice top, you'd take your time and make sure those edges are a little bit more perfect. But the application principle is the same. You just want to, basically you're laying it on there no different than they lay a real top on. Except I'm not sure how they do the seams on the real thing, but we'll go with what we go with. There we go. And I'll make sure that this is okay. Let's see how we're doing here. I think I perforated it enough. Yep, there's our gutter trim. That needs a little bit more right in here, but again, fingernail or toothpick or whatever works for you. Yeah, I've used the textured wrinkle paint for vinyl tops. It's kind of a pain in the butt to make that work just right. You can't paint it too thick, too thin, too soon, too late for the wrinkle finish to work the way it should. I find it easier just to, testers had it, and I think you can still find it. They had the, vinyl paint that came out for like vinyl tops and interiors. They called it fabric, but a little more trimming here where this is. I think I got it all. Now there's some tape. Yeah, a sharp blade definitely helps here. There we go. That's one side. Then it's going to, of course, have to be masked off. You got to mask off masking tape, which is really bizarre. You got to get what tape right up on these edges, which is going to get bare metaled anyhow. So actually, I could probably just, mask all down here, along there, and across the, back. I don't have to go right up to it here because that gutter is going to get bare metaled anyhow. But a little tape won't hurt. But now the other side, same thing. Now you can cut this tape a little narrower, a little shorter ahead of time. It doesn't matter. Again, we'll do this. We'll just kind of overlap it. And luckily you could see through there, and see how much overlap you got. Again, it's going to be painted black or whatever color you're going to do your top, so nobody's going to notice. It'll be our little secret. It's a little happy vinyl top. We're going to put a happy vinyl top on this Plymouth. Just feel free. But anyhow, yeah, this top's not too bad. Like I said, the charger tops are a little tricky with that peaked panels back here. But yeah, just get it rubbed in there and ta-da. Now we know why we have fingernails. Like, why were we given fingernails? Well, this is why. For model car building, nothing else. And scratching ourselves, I guess. But yeah, this is quite an easy process. But it's kind of a fun process and simple. Yeah, get this. And up the pillar. Down along the gutter. Yeah, I came in the shop early this morning. Time goes fast. It's already 7:30. Holy crap. I have a few projects I'm working on here. Some are for me, some are slot car body stuff. And just trying to get some things caught up and done here, because I got too many irons in the fire right now. So I could do some of this at home, but I got a nice dry warm shop to paint in here, and I got plenty of places to do all that, so I'd rather do it here. At home, if the weather's nice, I'll paint on my back porch sometimes. But if there's a lot of wind or something, it makes that difficult. Okay, let's see how this is coming. Ooh, yeah. Took a little bit of paint there. But you know what? Again, it's a beater car, so we don't worry about it. Yeah, maybe another run with the tape. You just take your time. Like I said, if you're doing this for a nice car, you'll probably want to take a little more time on it and, you know, cut your edges really perfectly neat. But there we go. We got a vinyl top. Now I'm gonna have to mask the rest of it and shoot some flat black on it. So I'll tell you what, I'm gonna pause this for a second and I'll be right back. Alrighty, she's masked up for what we're doing here. Now I'm not too worried about the get on camera here, the gutters getting paint on them. Yeah, I could mask up to them. The only problem is you get too close. When you go to peel it off, you may take the top with you. I'm going to bare metal all that anyhow, so a little paint buildup isn't going to hurt. Once it's all done, if I want to, I can go back with a little bit of thinner on a rag, you know, on my finger, and just take it off the trim if it's too built up. I have in the past masked all the way up there. You just got to be really careful doing that. But I just masked it off, and like I said, I'm not too worried about the body that much. Like I said, this is going to be, you know, a beater car. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to move the camera over, set up so you can watch me shoot some paint on it, and hold on, be right back again. All right, got our flat black paint. Hopefully it works out good. Flat black paint. It's getting hard to find reasonably priced that actually covers. But what I do is just paint far away. And let that tack up a couple seconds. But rather than paint the usual distance to get a nice glossy finish, you paint a little further away. Yes, I'll probably get some on my fingers here, but that doesn't matter. Now, of course, the tape's already got a grainy finish, so, but you don't want to go too thick and fill that in. But I still give it a, hope that's showing for you. And I sometimes paint like at a, almost across it, so it kind of lands on it and rolls across. In other words, whatever you do to get a glossy finish, you kind of do the opposite for this. But as you can see, between the tape's greeniness and the intentional grainy or orange peelish finish, you get a pretty decent looking vinyl top. And I believe, by what I can see, that looks pretty good. There's a couple wrinkles over here, but that could be pressed down. And like I said, it's going to get torn up anyhow. I'm going to make some tears in it and peel it up. So I kind of like that. I think that looks pretty good. And so we're going to pause there, and I'm going to come back and we're going to unmask it. So be right back. Let me switch table locations here. All right, we're back at the workbench. Yeah, like I was saying about flat black paint. During the pandemic, it got really hard to come by, and even after the pandemic. I went to a couple stores one day, and nobody had flat black. You got gloss black and all the other colors, but flat black was really hard to come by. And I guess it was some supply chain thing, and then the price on it went up. I used to go to Dollar General. That was my favorite flat black paint, whatever cheapo brand they had. It was like $1.35 a can, and it worked perfectly for what I use it for. Chassis on models, interiors, roofs. You didn't need anything better. I don't really need Rust-Oleum on plastic. But I go to Dollar General last night after going to a couple other stores and, you know, finding flat black paint for, you know, $10.98 and everything like that. I'm like, are you kidding me? $12.98? I don't need paint that has the primer in it. I don't need paint that does this and special that. I stay away from Rust-Oleum because it takes, you know, like 48 hours to dry. No, I just want something basic, you know. And yeah, this is a Rust-Oleum here, but it's a flat black, so it should dry faster. But yeah, this was even like $5.85 at Dollar General last night. Gotta find a cheaper source for it. But anyhow, let's unmask this thing. Let's unmask it. And of course this tape is strong. You didn't get cheap tape here, I tell you that. Okay. I'll probably take some paint with it, but that's okay, because again, it's a beater car. Oh, come on, that's really on there. Jeez. How strong did you tape that, dummy? Don't want to crack the body getting it off there. There we go. There's that. And there's this piece. And damn. I mean, if it takes up some paint, it's no big deal. I'll just touch it up with some brush touch it. And yes, and vinyl tops too. They all vary car to car. Some cars have some back here between the trunk lid and the rear window. Some do not. Best thing I could tell you is go online if you're not sure if you're adding a vinyl top as to where the moldings are. Well, there's our vinyl top. Ta-da! But the only problem is it looks way too pretty. I mean, unless the guy's restoring the car starting with the vinyl top, you know, it probably wouldn't look like that. And actually, after bare metaling on these side pieces, I mean, this is a good looking top for a, you know, nice car. But we're going to make a few tears in it. So we take our X-Acto blade and oops, tear on the top. Now we don't like the the finish too much there. That old tape showing through. It's no big deal because we could touch it up with a brush. I'm going to take my rusting powders and put a little in there anyhow. But that's basically what we do. And of course, it usually peels up on edges and down underneath these moldings where it gets rusty, because these cars normally get a little bit of rust under those moldings, and then there we go. You could peel some back and we could press it down if we don't like the way it is. And there's our, like I said, the different colors here don't matter. I'm gonna get some rust powders or whatever and cover whatever colors I don't like. But that's basically how it's done. You can have a few different tears here and there, some pitting, and you could also take your knife and just slit little areas. Now you could do this after the paint is super duper dry. I'm kind of doing this a little sooner than I normally would. It doesn't have to look pretty because it's not supposed to be. That's already a 7:45. My God. I got here like 7 o'clock dead even. How come your free time goes so quick and work time doesn't? I guarantee you the rest of the day isn't going to go like this. Now you can make it as torn up as you want, or as, little torn up. It doesn't matter. Whatever you're going for. I've seen those vinyl tops where it looks like a sail because, the whole front of it's been peeled up and the wind has drawn it back. We're going to have a couple areas in the front because anywhere the gutters are, it's going to but yeah, I'll probably catch up with you guys on later time and show you the bare metal. Now that the date for this build is pushed back a little bit, now I don't feel as rushed, which is a good thing and a bad thing, because it's going to make me rest on my laurels here, which I didn't want to do. But now I'm like, oh, we got till March 15th? Well, I'll take that. Plus, I'm not going to leave this top thoroughly black like this either. It's going to get dirtied up. What I'm doing right now, on our bench grinder here, there's plenty of dust. So I'm just going to scoop some of that dust on my finger and rub it into the paint like that. Because why not? Oop, sorry about that. Because it can't look too nice. It'll kind of defeat the purpose of this being a dirty car. Yeah, so get some more dirt on my finger here. And just rub some dirt in there. Plus I got my weathering powders at home, but you can see that already gives it a much nastier finish. So yeah, that's the USACC car for now. I gotta do a couple other things, and it's time to clock in and see what's on the schedule for today. But I wanted to show you guys that real quick. A little process on the USACC ride, and a little how-to on the tops, a little quickie version. Hope that helps any of you guys that have never done one before. But like I said, I mean, you could see in just those few minutes what we accomplished. It's convincing looking vinyl top, but once it's bare metaled around here and all that, it'll really make it pop. And you could do that in any color you want. And that's it. So hey, Show you a couple other things I'm working on real quick here. I got another, come on, up there. How did that get stuck in there? Really? Okay. I got a 68 Camaro here. It's going to be another slot car body. That's why the hood is glued on. Got the front painted silver and worn off. I'm going to do a little more weathering on that. And then the back half, I'm going to do in another color and have that sort of weathered. I might even mismatch the one door. But that's going to be a slot car body. I got the, see this tank right here? Purple Power, that's that 34 Ford stripping out. I got to go throw these in some stripper. Get the chrome off them. These are the valve covers for the 65 Comet AFX. I don't want them chrome for that Ford 427. I want them like a magnesium color, but I want to get the chrome off them first. And here's something I'm working on. This is a model for me, hopefully. It's 2 shades of green. I fogged in a more bright candy green, and that's a factory GM color 55 Chevy. That's Neptune green. It's on a 50 Oldsmobile, and I got this glossier green on it. But what I'm going to do is use my pearl powders. That's it, pearl powders, and put them in a clear and maybe fog some pearl over all of it, with the clear, then a whole top clear coat, and see what that looks like. But that was drying since yesterday. I didn't want to take it home. Oh, well, I showed you these, did I not? Yeah, I did. But I've done a little bit more work on them. I put some gloss clear on them for now. The reason that is, it's going to make the bare metal stick where it has to stick better. And then once that's on there, I could dull coat some of that down. But got a patch panel here and a new rocker on this side. It's going to get maybe some rust holes over here and stuff like that. A couple primer spots. That's the 60 or 61. This is the 62. It's going to get dull coated back down too, but I gloss coated it so it'll bare metal stick. I got the patch panel there, and gray primer on the front fender. Slightly different door. Some primer spots on that side. So yeah, I'm working on like 20 things at one time here, and gloss coated the scoop for my that Willys gasser I showed you guys. So yeah, kind of a similar paint job to what the car is. That's been gloss coated this morning, so that's gonna have to dry a good long time. But yeah, what time is it? It's 10 till. I got enough time to throw these in the stripper and see how the 34 is doing, how much paint it's removed, and that's it. Then it's time to go look on the schedule and see what I got ahead of me today. Hopefully it's a light day. So hey everybody, thanks for watching. And as you can see here, I'm in the shop. These trucks are all pretty much done. Well, the one at the very back has to go get spray and liner on it, and our window tinner has to tin it yet. But I guess he was closed yesterday and he never got it, so it's probably going to be today. These other two Chevys, they're done. They just got the customer, like, they dropped, it's a company, a fleet thing, and they drop them off. We do whatever. We call them and say, hey, they're done. Okay, we'll get them. And that could be 2 days, that could be 2 weeks. The pain in the ass is take them outside, bring them back in. Take them outside, bring them back in. And then this one here is another company truck, but it's getting something simple like, I think, seat covers and a backup alarm, which didn't come in yesterday because the company that delivers them was off for the holiday. So it's a pretty quick job, left on that thing. So I got to go move those around and see what's on the schedule for today and get my butt moving. Hell, this video's already been a half hour. So hey, talk to you later. Have a good day, everybody. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share. We appreciate all of you. And by the way, Happy New Year. First video of 2023. Bye-bye.